Hey guys, what's up? Kip here, and today we're going to be talking about the most recent Paragon news, which is obviously the fact that Epic Games released $12 million worth of Paragon assets for free. Yeah, that's right. $12 million. It's a fuck ton. So let's just kind of get right into it. The link's going to be in the description below if you guys want to go look at the article yourself on the Unreal Engine site. So let's just kind of get into it. Let's read this first part together. So Epic Games today announced that Unreal Engine 4 developers now have a full array of assets from Paragon, the company's high-end online battle arena game. The assets built a total cost of over $12 million, including 20 AAA quality characters with their respective skins, animations, and VFX and dialogue. That's strange. Well, what do they mean by dialogue? Does that mean voices are actually complete or what? Along with 1,500 environment components from Paragon. The content is now available for free of charge in the Unreal Engine marketplace, where developers may download Paragon packs to use in their own Unreal Engine 4 projects. So yeah. 20 Paragon heroes will be initially available, including all skins for distinct character variations. Base message, VFX, all this. So they're actually giving over the whole characters. Cool. Paragon release includes 1,500 environmental assets created from Agora and Monolith, which means legacy. That's interesting. Including a small sample map for developers to use and customize as desired. That's cool. This is probably the 1v1 map or the 3v3 map or whatever it was. So Epic will release $1 million, so they're going to be releasing more. Cool. So let's talk about this as a whole. What does this mean? What does this mean? So first of all, why is this happening? Why is Epic Games releasing $12 million worth of Paragon assets? That's probably the first question you should ask yourself. Now, it doesn't make any sense in my mind that they cancel the game over money, yet they're willing to give over $12 million worth of digital property for free. It doesn't really make any sense. It would make sense if they sold the digital property to somebody. That would make sense. But for a company that is so concerned with money, it doesn't make any sense. It kind of... This almost makes me think it's like a PR thing, which I kind of doubt, but it almost makes me suspect it. And I just, like I said, I just don't understand why, and it makes me feel uncomfortable. Now, some people would be like, oh, just take it. It's, it's free, it's good, all that. Yeah, it is, but why? Well, what's... I don't get it. Like, why? It is a really good thing. I don't want people to, it is a really good thing, but we have to ask ourselves why. I really do want you guys in order to think about that and then share your thoughts about it. What do you guys think? So, now that we've got that out of it, let's talk about development. Let's talk about indie development. Let's talk about AAA development. I don't think this changes anything for indie development. It does and it doesn't. I don't want to undermine anybody who's doing indie development. I don't. I just don't see people... I see people either using these assets in order to create, another game that isn't Paragon, or if they're trying to recreate Paragon, like the indie studio, that you would get all the way up to a playable version. I think you could. But then, you'd have so many roadblocks, I just don't see an indie studio being able to overcome it. Who would back this indie studio in order to really make this game legit? In order to make Paragon, again, legit from an indie studio. You would need, a AAA company to then absorb your fucking indie studio. That's, the only way it could actually work. It'd have to be, you get absorbed by EA, God forbid, but you know what I mean? You'd have to get absorbed by EA or something. There's no other way. So, the thing is that if this indie studio, or if a indie studio doesn't get absorbed by EA, or, I hate that I keep on using EA, but you get the point. Just use that as an example. If they don't get absorbed, then how are they going to have the same quality of heroes? And I'm sure that they could recreate the models to some level, and they could, not recreate the models, they could, make the same quality of models to some level, which would be a task in and of itself, but they could do it. But then there comes the animations. The animations were spectacular in Paragon. Had so much weight to it. I don't know if an indie studio could do that with no funding. I don't know if they could do it. And I don't think they can. Nexus like Nexus comes out to servers and like all this junk. Like I don't think an indie studio has enough. Like I don't think that you can get people to work enough because you can't pay them because you don't have any backing. I don't think that you could actually keep the servers up because you don't have money, because you don't have backing. I don't think that you could recreate the same quality either because you just don't have people who are skilled enough and who all this shit. Like, because if they were skilled enough, they'd be working on another project paying them. Like that. It's just like that's just the reality of the situation. Like, I just don't see an indie studio. I think there's too many roadblocks for an indie studio without getting absorbed by another studio. Like there's just no way without them getting funding. Like, I just don't see it. Because then it's like, let's say hypothetically, it feels like I'm just like rapping on indie studios, but I don't mean to. I just need to present like all the possibilities so that people understand the situation. You know, it's like, let's say all the things I just said, like it's not even an issue. They can create new content, new characters, and all this. They made the game really good. They have servers up as well. Who's going to fund competitive? Who's going to fund ads? Because the thing is that if no one knows about this new Paragon Revival project, nobody will play it. And then again, if there's no content, if there's no competitive, people won't stick around. Because at the end of the day, there is no progression in MOBAs. The progression is getting better. If there's nothing to reward you for getting better, there is no progression. Sorry, fuck, I'm getting a bit ill. But you get the point. There are just too many feasible roadblocks. I just don't see it happening. The thing I do see happening, though, is a AAA studio taking this and trying to revive the game. But then that's even more unlikely, I feel like. Like, why would they do that? Why wouldn't they just take the assets and then recreate another game, like make an MMO or an RPG or something? Like, with Twin Blast is like, not a playable character, but like an NPC or something. Like, that's what I could see. I don't see... Maybe a AAA studio comes and tries to revive Paragon, but like that would be very fucking surprising to me. Like, that would be... I think that's like less than a 1% chance. Like, that's like a huge shock. So, my point is, I don't want to shit on anybody's parade, but you look at this and you go, what does this do? Not really all that much. Really. You might see Twin Blast in another game. You might see Chimera in another game. But does this mean Paragon comes back? I don't think so. Doesn't mean it could come back. Very unlikely, but more likely now, you know? Like, that's really all it is. Like I said, I don't want anybody to get offended if you are a part of X or Y. But I mean, I just don't see it happening. This is cool. I don't know why this is happening, but this is cool. But I also don't see it even meaning anything. It just doesn't really make any sense to me. Like, I don't really know what to think about it, because maybe something else will come out that will, like, make this make sense. But right now, it just doesn't really make any sense to me. And, yeah. Who knows? Well, guys, this was pretty interesting. I'd like to hear your thoughts about it, you know. Talk about it on Discord, talk about it in the comments, whatever. And like, comment, subscribe as always, and peace.